In the wrestling world, the people are represented by two separate but unequally important groups. The wrestlers and bookers, who literally do all the hard work, and the fans, who endlessly nitpick and overanalyze everything they do. These are their stories.
It's Warhorse, and you need to shut your mouth, open your eyes, and clean out your ears, because it's time to listen to the Raw and Order podcast. That's right, they're bringing you the best in all that meaty podcasty goodness in one, what is it, an hour? Two? Who cares? Who gives a shit? You need to listen to it right now, or else Warhorse is gonna, roll your ass!
Welcome to another episode of Raw and Order, the Wrestling Booking Unit, the only wrestling podcast on the planet that just, didn't do anything for, the last week or so. Just nothing. I am your host, Detective Mark Smarks, and I am joined, as always, by my partners in crime fighting. Starting off, District Attorney Vincent Kayfabe. What's going on, man? How are you?
I did nothing except for watch Money in the Bank and clean my house, and I didn't even light out fireworks, man. It was boring. I loved it.
Technically lit off fireworks. I didn't pay for any fireworks, but
I paid for them the prior weekend, and I live in the country, and so I only have to abide by the state laws regarding fireworks, which opened up the Saturday or 2 Saturdays before Independence Day here in the U.S. And so I was able to blow shit up.
But also joining us from up north, not celebrating America's freedom, but Canada's freedom?
Statehood, governmenthood.
You're going to question Canada's freedom over your fucking July 4th?
I got to be honest, I wasn't even 100% sure whether yours was celebrating freedom or... technically...
who's on your currency?
Yeah, you're still under the Queen.
I mean... Whatever, fucking Elizabeth. We just have dead people on our currencies, okay? Fuck them.
Yeah. I will not fuck a dead person. That is necrophilia.
And you fucking love it.
Who do you think we are, Kane?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that storyline. Oh, God.
Really? Fucking Katie Vick?
Oh, my God. Such a terrible storyline.
I can't forget about that fucking storyline.
It's Michael's little sister.
Yeah. There you go. And now you're going to get sued for fucking... disparaging someone's name. Hey.
Anyways,
but happy July 4th, guys. I hope you had fun.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I had a moderate amount of fun. A respectable amount of fun.
I ate steak all weekend. I had a blast.
I
sent you guys pictures. That's how
we did see the pictures of your steak. Yes.
What was delicious?
One of them.
Look, you fat fuck.
What?
I'm like, one of them, you fat fuck. That was a huge.
There were multiple days involved.
Oh, okay.
It's not like I sat and ate 4 12-ounce ribeyes, which I should have done.
You totally could.
You totally could do it, though. You totally could.
But I didn't.
I mean, yeah. I'm terrified I'm going to get bit by a spider right now. I'm not wearing skivvies right now, and I'm terrified.
Oh my God.
I didn't eat nearly so good. I ate my mother-in-law's cooking.
Oh, snap. Right on the air.
I bet that was delicious. She's American. She probably made apple pie.
No, there was no apple pie. There was no pie at all.
Arachophobia is what it's called.
Oh, you got to take it down that quick.
Well, I was clicking on it when you were clicking on it.
Fucking people clicking on shit all the time. Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining.
Welcome, Fernando.
Oh, Fernando, was something in the air the night.
Anyway,
our regular visitor here.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Nice to see you.
Thank you.
But so no,
wait. What do you got down here? You hold on. I'm gonna make this a one-person view, and it's gonna be up. No, there we go, right there. My co-hosts like to give me more work to do. Quit bitching.
Jesus, make up your mind. I don't know if I should go in so I could read something or damn.
No, I'll read it out loud for you, bud.
see here.
Well, let's go.
Now that you've read it, I'm gonna fix it there.
Oh, there we go.
So I had my mother-in-law's cooking to deal with, and then my mother-in-law in general to deal with. So that was
fun.
was something.
Fun.
It was a thing.
It was a thing.
Yeah. It totally didn't end in arguments.
Ooh, nothing like 4th of July. Were the arguments about whether Americans actually had independence or not? Was that an argument?
No. It was
more family oriented.
They land on relatively opposing.
Relatively.
And apparently can't put aside their shit to fucking have a wrestling podcast. I can't. Did you guys notice just how much better my upload speeds are?
Because you're
not really. While you said that, you were glitching,
paying money.
I'll
to
glitch
Elon
either
now.
way. For some reason, I think that's my camera.
Yeah, that fucking fiend thing is definitely your camera.
Yeah.
You're giving money to Lord Elon now. That's what you're doing.
Attacked by spiders.
Oh, Elon finally hooked you up?
Yeah. I got my satellite outside.
Nice. Look at
you. It goes during the thunderstorm. It's about
no. My
my
mother-in-law.
That's where it's really gonna hit.
My mother-in-law was complaining about the crab salad that she bought from a local grocery store, and how it used
being crabby.
It used to be the best crab salad she could get, and then they started making it worse, but it's still the same price. And I just pointed out, but you still bought it, right? She's like, well, yeah, I still bought it. I still like it. I just wish they wouldn't have changed it and all that stuff, because now it's not as good as it used to. And I then casually pointed out, well, that's capitalism, right? If you will still pay for it, and
I could see how you could get on people's nerves, though. I don't know if it.
Jesus, it's fucking crab salad. They changed the salad dressing.
That's my point. I just said, here's the deal. That's capitalism. If they can make a change and you still buy it, then that's what capitalism is based off of.
Yes, stop buying it.
Yeah, vote with your dollars. If you don't like it, vote with your dollars and stop buying it, and then they'll hopefully go, ooh, geez, people used to buy this and now they don't. And what was the change? Oh, we changed something on it, and now people don't buy it.
We're losing viewers over your crab salad.
Yeah, well, that's fine. They're voting. They're voting with their dollar. That's capitalism. But then she decided to go all off on other tangents with it, and so then I'm like, I didn't even bring any of that shit up, and
your wife said, please keep it peaceful with my mother.
And then she went to the tried and true. If you don't like it, then why don't you leave? And I say, hey, we're celebrating right now the anniversary of an event where a bunch of people didn't like something, and instead of just leaving, they chose to change it.
Oh my God.
Right?
I would kick you the fuck out. I would kick you the fuck out.
Fuck me,
oh my God. You'd get the fucking boot.
That's fine. I would have been just as happy going back to the hotel.
I'd have fucking got you a sirloin steak instead of a fucking ribeye. That's what I'd have done. I'd have been like, oh, okay, well, here's some fucking capitalism. Eat this shitty 5-ounce thing.
And frankly, any steak would have been better.
Oh, also, side note, it's not Wagyu if it's fucking ground beef. There's no such thing as Wagyu ground beef.
Well, no, technically, so I'm going to go off on a thing. Technically, Wagyu just is Japanese for beef. That's just what it is. No, okay. So
American Wagyu is produced in similar fashion to
using Japanese cows, and that's what the rule for American Wagyu is. It has to be a Japanese breed of cow. However, I will point this out. I assume you're referring to the Arby's Wagyu burger. No,
I'm referring to the order I put in with because we're not sponsored, nameless meat shipping company that included 6 Wagyu beef patties. And I went, there's no such thing as a beef patty that's Wagyu. Because it's the reason you get Wagyu is for the marbling in the beef. All ground beef is marbled.
Well, yeah, but you get it for the marbling because of the certain fat content. And so even if you take a Wagyu steak and you grind it up, you still have the same marbling fat content.
Yeah.
So
it's still not that much better. So
yeah, no, it's not.
Wagyu steak is better.
I will then point out because I thought you were referring to the Arby's Wagyu beef burger.
No,
they have,
which I'm sure is not that great.
Well, I've actually heard really good things about it, but excuse me, it's important to point out that even in their advertising, they point out that it's only 51% Wagyu beef, and then the other 49 is just like regular American ground beef.
Big tube.
Which then no longer Wagyu, in my opinion, because the whole point of Wagyu is
it's a little over half.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're talking about.
I'm gonna take a moment because I mentioned my hotel, and I'm going to take a moment to slander Mid Nebraska Hotel, because it was the shittiest hotel I've ever been in.
Ooh.
So, DA Fabe will recognize when I mention the Carney Ramada
Inn. Eunice brand, I'm gonna guess. Was not a Eunice brand, then I assume.
I thought the Ramadas were owned by the Eunice.
No,
I thought that was
is that the one across the street?
It was
a Dairy Queen next to it.
Yeah, but it was the brother Eunice. Yes, it was the brother Eunice because that was the deal. It used to be a Holiday Inn, and then the other brother Eunice owned the Ramada across the street, and then this Eunice lost the rights to Holiday Inn.
And so he got Ramada and Paul got the other one.
Yes, and so he got Ramada back, and
Paul put Holiday on.
And then you put Holiday on the other side and everything.
Building.
So as far as I know, now it may have changed hands since then. What I will say is I don't care who's the owner of it.
See, you just got yourself a lawsuit for slandering a whole bunch of fucking people in a span of 10 minutes.
No,
you said you delivered an opinion.
No. What I did get is a message from my wife to not talk about that. No, to not talk about the previous conversation, I believe. So this is it was the worst hotel experience.
Was she on? Was she watching?
Clearly.
No, she's just in the other room and could hear me be angry.
Crab salad.
But I guess more than one person's crabby tonight.
So how is the crab salad at the Ramada Inn?
The Ramada Inn, I didn't have crab. Yeah, here's the deal. The Ramada. So it was the worst experience ever. First of all, I reserved a single king room for our family because we've got a 4-year-old who will insist on sleeping in between us on a trip one way or another. Yeah. So might as well have a huge bed, as big a bed as we can get, right? And we get there, and they're like, "Oh yeah, no, we don't have any king rooms. We'll put you in a double queen room for the same price, at no extra charge." They said, "I'm like, no extra charge? That's a downgrade."
Yes, correct.
And so, but nope, they wouldn't budge any on the price there. I'm like, fine, whatever. So they put us in the room. We drive around to the entryway where that room is.
Could have gone across the street to the shithole Best Western and probably still got in the king room.
Yeah, probably could have.
Also, cockroaches.
Yeah, or down the street to the Motel 6 or whatever that New Victorian Inn. Anyways, but so I've already had the room reserved. It was prepaid. I'm like, fine, whatever. I go in, and the entryway to get into this room is I go around to entrance B. Half of the facade is rotted away, like rotted wood gone.
Was this in the old pool area?
This is the outside. We're not even on the inside yet. This is the outside facade
that's
area.
Awesome. That's fucking incredible.
And the trash can next to the door is overstuffed with trash and beer bottles. Just fucking great, right?
Outside of the door.
Outside of the door, just hanging out there. You know? So then we get in, and I'll point out that this is a 2-story hotel that in 2022 still does not have an elevator.
Oh my god.
They have a bar with stairs, though.
They have a bar with stairs.
The meanest drinks in town. I'm surprised nobody's had the chance to sue.
Yeah. And the reason they don't do any major renovations to any of the hotel is if they did, they would have to make their entire hotel ADA compliant, which means adding in an elevator. So they're like, nope, we're not going to do any of that. So we get up to the room. The room itself, fine. Bed's perfectly doable. All of that stuff. The bathroom, not the greatest. Tiny little bathroom, but whatever. Hotel. Right. We decided to go down that night after checking in that night to the pool. If that pool was any colder, it would have been solid.
Would have been great for my leg then, huh?
Possibly, yeah. It was a nightmare to get. Now, of course, my 4-year-old is like, yeah, pool, whatever, and she's fine.
So it was like 75 degrees. It was cold.
No, it was way colder than 75 degrees. I'm not kidding when I say, like,
it had to be room temperature. There was a room around it.
No
matter what temperature a room is.
It was colder than room temperature. I am not joking with you. My daughter was fine with playing on it, but her lips were purple.
Well, a 75-degree pool feels like 50 degrees outside.
It was way colder. I'm not joking with you.
Was this before or after the crab salad argument?
This was before. This was before. Okay. This is maybe what put me in a bad mood for the rest of the weekend.
Maybe.
Was this, but no, I'm not joking with you. It had to be. I'm not kidding. They have a chiller on that pool. It's not that it was just cold because it was room temperature and not heated. It was cold. It was refrigerated cold.
That's where you're supposed to keep the beers that were in the wastebasket.
I have a theory that they specifically are making the pool worse because they actually don't want people to use the pool. And the entire weekend there, I only saw like 1 or 2 other people use the pool, and they were younger people who like, oh, it's a pool, I'm gonna run and jump in it.
Oh my god, it's cold. I'm gonna get out.
Yeah. Or maybe I'm gonna keep playing because it's a pool and I'm a young person who has no sense of self-preservation yet. But this thing, I'm not joking when I say if it was much colder, it would have been solid. It was ice cold.
And what's cooler than being cool?
What's cooler than being cool? Yeah, that's all I gotta say.
And so we deal with my daughter playing in that for a little bit. We get her upstairs and we actually turned the heater on our room because we were so cold from the pool. Keep in mind it was like 90 degrees that day.
It's 38 degrees Celsius. 97 is 98.6 is 38.
Yeah, it was 98 degrees in freedom units.
America! The ones that have crab salad that,
you pay me even more for, and you get less quality.
Yep. That's how it works.
So
anyway,
Smarks obviously had a rough weekend. We're a part of the podcast.
So it gets so much worse.
Oh my god!
Why don't we do this on an after hours and talk about money?
Because it's on my mind now, and I'm pissed. So we had the room for 3 nights, right? Every single day, our room keys stopped working. We had to make a trip down to the front desk and have them reset our room keys.
Okay, those were the cards.
Yeah, the cards, yeah.
And we've lost another listener.
Yep, that's fine. I'm not in it today for the listeners. I'm in it to vent.
Okay.
Just every single day we had to, and we'd go and we'd tell them, yeah, we're here till we don't check out till Tuesday morning. And they're like, oh, okay. and then they'd set our cards, and the next day we'd just get back to a room, and they just wouldn't work, and we'd march down to do it again. I'm telling you, the only okay thing about this entire stay was the last day we decided to try their breakfast because they do omelets for their breakfast, and the guy doing the omelets was phenomenal. The rest of the room was shitty. Yes, it was a crabby weekend. It was a very crabby weekend. But so it was just like, oh, just this hotel, like, and I paid a little bit extra because I'm like, oh, let's get this hotel because it's got a pool, right? And what I should have done, saved the money and just used that to go to the Kearney public pools because they would have been better. So we're gonna get back to wrestling now,
Right?
After
About
much
time.
bitching from my co-hosts, we're gonna get back to wrestling. Money in the Bank was this weekend. We're going to do the review of it, but it's going to be a little different because I can't really participate because I still haven't watched the whole show. So I can't tell you what was the best match of the night because I still have like at least 2 matches left to finish, I think. So we're going to go ahead and do the review like we normally do, where it's not just a match by match like other places, but we're going to do the best and the worst of the evening. We're going to start with the worst, and we're going to move to the best. Yes, I already clicked on that.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was reading an article.
Yeah,
Oh my
that doesn't
God.
surprise
I'm
me.
tired of hearing about a hotel room.
Yeah,
Did you place a review? That's the important.
I haven't had a chance to, but I plan on. I'm
Who did you
gonna
book through?
Priceline technically,
Okay,
but
so you're gonna
T-Mobile
review through
Priceline.
right?
But I'm gonna put the review right on their website, and I'm also gonna email it straight to Ramada Corporate.
And Priceline.
Well, and Priceline, but Ramada Corporate's the big one.
Refund you or give you bonus points
Yeah.
for your...
Well, I have to go through T-Mobile Priceline, but that's beside the point. No, my idea, what I really would like, is I think Ramada. I don't think Ramada's like this huge brand anymore, but it's owned by Wyndham, and I think if Ramada really looked into that hotel, they'd pull that hotel's licensing. I think it's that bad. There was literally
it would become a Best Western or
it would have to become a Best Western or a fucking whatever off-brand.
Yeah.
Just
There's one
whatever
now
brand.
in the town that I real job in, called like Mr. Peabody's.
Yeah, something like that.
like what the fuck?
And that's my goal. Because like
weird.
here's the I had to for reasons that we won't get into it on the actual podcast because they're absolutely disgusting. But I might tell them about afterwards.
The after hours coming, folks. Looks like.
But for reasons I won't tell about that, I had to go down to the front desk at 5:30 in the morning. No one at the front desk. I used to work front desk overnights at a hotel. There should have been someone there. Nobody. I stood there for 20 minutes. Nobody. Right? I knocked. I pounded. I said, hello. Nobody. Right? While walking back to the hotel, I checked in on, they have 3 different public restrooms because they've got the pool and they've got a bar there. Right? At 5:30 in the morning, these things were fucking disgusting. Right?
It's July 4th the weekend, though. And I get maybe, but you got to also keep that in mind a little.
Nope. I've worked service industry before. You clean up after the bar closes.
The brand we were talking about that was maybe a brother to the owner, maybe, but across the road has 7 hotels there now?
Yes.
Wow.
7 hotels, and the Fairfield, which is their cheap line, would be relatively flawless when you walk in. It would be a lesser mattress. It would be.
I'm talking in these public restrooms. There were beer bottles in the toilets.
Oh my God.
There were floaters.
Oh.
There was fucking garbage everywhere.
So we'll talk about that on the after hours.
And so like it was absolutely disgusting. And then, like I said, the trash cans outside, I don't think they got emptied the entire 3 days that I was there.
We're
They were
talking staff
overflowing.
It seems like maybe there's a staff of 5.
Lack of staff, or something.
Possibly. I will
In a
also point
two-story
out
building.
that whatever staff there was never in any sort of uniform, so I could never tell who was actually working. There were people behind the desk, but they were all like wearing just t-shirts and jeans or whatever. So I didn't know who was actually an employee and who wasn't.
Oh my God.
There was just always people just hanging out around the front door and the back door and the side doors. And some of them might have been guests smoking.
It sounds to me like maybe the inmates are running the asylum.
The king rooms that I booked were reportedly closed because of some sort of a water line or sewer leak in the king room area. Reportedly, that's just what they told me. But I don't think that's true because I tried to check in at 2:30 and the person there told me, "Oh, I don't have any king rooms right now. Come back in half an hour after they're done cleaning them." And then I came back in 45 minutes and it was a different person at the front desk and they said, "Oh no, all our king rooms are out because there was a water line issue to them, so they're all closed off." So while it is entirely possible that the first person was just not told about it, I checked the reviews on Ramada.com, and the most recent review was from 2 nights earlier. Said, "I was told my king room wasn't available because of a water line." So that means that first person either was just not told about it for 2 whole days, or that's a BS made-up excuse because they're either overbooking their king rooms, or they don't have king rooms anymore. They just converted them all to queen rooms, and they're still pretending to have them. Regardless, it's but no, it was the worst experience at a hotel ever. Anyways, but back to talking about professional wrestling. Part of the thing, I couldn't get Peacock to work in my free time. I couldn't get it to work the entire weekend. So even when I was trying to take a break from in-laws and stuff like that, not on my iPad, not on my phone, it just would sit at the Peacock logo and never load. So I don't know if it was something with the internet,
Wi-Fi or something,
Wi-Fi or whatever, but it was at my mother-in-law's house, at the hospital, when I was visiting my mom, at the hotel. None of them, even just on LTE, none of them it wasn't loading. So Peacock didn't like my hometown, which is fine because I don't really like my hometown either. So
Jesus.
So I didn't get a chance to start watching it until, I don't know, I think I was able to fire it up at like 8:30 p.m. tonight to try to run through. So I still have some matches left to watch. So you guys are going to be the main judges of best and worst for tonight.
Yeah.
Like I say, we go through best and worst. We start with the worst and then we get to the bests.
But before we do that, Raw and Order Podcast is part of the Tatnisco Podcast Network. It's links in the doobly-doos. And we're not going to spend too much time talking about Tatnisco, but great podcast on there. So, yeah.
Head on over there after the show and check them out. But so we're going to start off with worst match of the night. I'm going to go over the matches as they happened on the night. We started off with the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. That featured Raquel Rodriguez, Shotzi Blackheart, Lacey Evans, Becky Lynch, Asuka, Alexa Bliss, and Liv Morgan, the eventual winner. We then followed it up with Bobby Lashley versus Theory for the United States Championship. Theory was the champion going into it. Bobby Lashley came out of it as the champion.
Yep.
We had our Carmella challenging Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship. Bianca Belair retained. We had the Usos versus the Street Profits for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship. which is just a fancy way for saying we still have all these belts, but we're going to pretend like they're one belt. You had Natalya challenging Ronda Rousey for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Ronda Rousey retained there. But, big surprise, because they never let a Women's Money in the Bank winner keep it for more than a day. Liv Morgan cashed in and was able to defeat Ronda Rousey to become the new WWE SmackDown Women's Champion.
In the most non-rememberable way of doing it, too, on top of
it. Hey, she kicked her in the knee.
Yeah, she kicked her in the knee. And then did the most devastating move in all of professional wrestling, the surprise roll-up.
That's roll-up, straight up.
And then you had the final match of the night was the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, which featured Sheamus, Seth freaking Rollins, Sami Zayn, Riddle, Omos, Madcap Moss, Drew McIntyre, and a surprise 8th entrant introduced by Adam Pearce, Theory. Fresh from losing earlier in the night to Bobby Lashley, he comes out and is the winner of the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Notable additions, there was no heavyweight championship, like world title match on the night.
No IC title.
And no IC title match on the night. So that's weird. That's weird. Anyways, so worst match of the night of those 7. Oh, and no matches on a kickoff show as far as I know.
I think that most people are going to tell you that in some way, shape, or form, Liv and Ronda's the least content, but there was just so much emotion to that I actually still was hyped up on that. I was not disappointed in the Ronda and Natty match. I thought that was better than expected.
Very technical. It was pretty decent. It was a little boring. It wasn't as, I don't know. It was kind of boring, but it wasn't.
I just
boring.
expected bad, and I got better than I expected.
That's fair. I maybe was expecting a bit more, but I still was shocked at how technical it was. So I was like, okay, not bad.
I'm probably going to save what I actually think is the worst match of the night for later, and I'll say that it's the worst match of the night then, because the worst match, if you don't have expectations, the worst match of the night, hands down, is Charlotte and Bianca. Or not Charlotte, is
Carmella.
Carmella.
Not all blonde people look alike, you prick.
Yeah, and sorry. And Mella.
I feel like as the only sort of blondish person here, I should have been offended, but I don't know. I guess
Sorry,
you're already offended by like your entire weekend, so you know.
Yeah, just maintain your offense, bud. So I'm gonna go with Mella because of Mella, but I would understand if anybody chose Ronda and Liv or Ronda and Natty.
Oh, I don't think you could count Ronda and Liv as a match.
Yeah, there was a ton of emotion to that. That was a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. I do think one was worse because the expectation was higher, but I will actually disclose that later on the overhype of the night.
Yeah, so I'd probably agree with you though with Carmella versus Bianca. Bianca could only do so much, honestly.
I hate that it looks like they're building for a rematch there too.
They really
just
are.
Fucking pisses me off.
I don't know why they're building for a rematch. I mean, obviously Mella attacked her at the end of it and made her hurt, whatever. I don't even remember what happened on Raw between them or if anything actually happened. But yeah, I don't care. Like, I would rather you give me Bianca versus Zelina.
Blanca. That wasn't Blanca the big green guy on Street Fighter.
Yes.
Well, that's Blanca. I said Blanca. I was just fucking up my words. But no, I would have much preferred like Bianca Belair versus Zelina Vega or something. You know what I mean? Like Carmella is not entertaining to me at all and hasn't been in a hot minute. And
Carmella
when you have a
was great with the
as her fabulous. Yeah.
With the briefcase.
As her fabulous.
She's great in the I'm lording it over you heel role.
Right.
Everything else she does, legitimate challenger she sucks at. I just there's better places to go there.
Yeah. Yeah. So that, and honestly, as a title match on top, keep in mind, as a title match on top of that, certainly I would say Natalya and Ronda was just a better match. It was more technical. It was good. It was decent. This is the first time I've seen Natalya actually be halfway decent in a match too. So completely shocked by that. And also, it was great. And I know she has it, but she didn't feel green in this match because she was comfortable doing that, you know?
Horrible shaming moment, but I'm going to do it. Congratulations to Natalya on reaching an age where you can't maintain your weight.
Whew.
She was 2 C's, bud. She was 2 C's thick. And not in the good way.
Oh my God.
Now I'm gonna say I think some of it was her
outfit,
her ring gear.
Her ring gear, yeah.
It was not flattering to her. It was no longer the gimp suit, so there's I guess improvement there.
I'll take the heat. Like she was 2 C's. 2 C's not in a good way. So we'll just move on. People can blast me at DA Vincent Kayfabe.
Oh. As they should. You're 2 C's too thick.
I own it. I'm not a professional wrestler.
Oh my God.
I can't even fucking play patty cake right with Montez Ford.
That's a valid point. You fucking suck at patty cake. But you also had a spider bite.
No, that was just the excuse I used.
Oh,
all right. So, Sparks, of what you saw so far, would you tend to agree? Because that was a match that you did see.
That was a match. I mean,
that was a good steak flipping match, by the way.
Yeah, like I mean, I'm just kind of looking at these and. I mean, probably, of the matches that I saw so far, I'm gonna say this wasn't a bad pay-per-view. It wasn't a great pay-per-view,
right? But
there really wasn't a what I would call a bad match. They were just less than good matches, if that makes sense.
Right. Well, the worst less than good matches is what the worst match would be.
There also wasn't, as far as I've seen, a match that just made me say, "Ooh, this one."
Golly, man!
I don't know, man. That tag match was dope.
Yeah, it's unfortunate you knew the result.
Yeah, well, there's that, and I don't know, like
that one would have been. That one would have been one that you could have featured on AEW with their extremely better tag matches.
Yeah,
it was good enough to be featured on AEW.
See, and I didn't feel it was that, but I'm also very tired of the Usos just in general. Their
I mean, I'm tired of their shtick, yes, but I'm not tired of their wrestling.
No, because it's the same. Every match is the same for me, and so that's just me, but. But again, I'm not saying it was a bad match. It's just the Usos have gotten to here, and they've just stayed here, and and tag teams have gotten to here, and then sometimes they drop down to here, but then they come back up to here, and the Usos just kind of are here. You know what I mean?
B-level, but if they go up against A-level opponents, they put on an A-level match.
And that's what, I mentioned it before, the common thing, the only Usos matches that I can say are absolute fire tend to be like the New Day brings out the absolute best in them, and they turn
Street Profits did.
Street Profits.
I wasn't as big of a fan of this match as you guys were. So that being said, I also will point out that I had right before this revisited, like not like watching, but revisited the matches from like Forbidden Door and all of that stuff because I was looking up Meltzer's star ratings and
standards like that.
Well, no, and I really think Meltzer underrated the matches at Forbidden Door, heavily underrated them.
When the entire thing is a gold standard.
He didn't give a single 5-star match.
Every one of them was a 4.5-star match or above.
Yes, but
And-
he didn't give a single 5-star match. And I frankly thought the Orange Cassidy match deserved 5 stars. I think,
Yeah, I'd agree.
and he gave it 4.75.
There's little to nothing Will Ospreay does that is not a 5-star match.
But anyways, but again, I still haven't seen all the matches, and so,
What matches are you missing?
I still haven't. I think I was midway through the Natalia match when I had to pause. So I've seen the Liv Morgan cash in on like replays and online and stuff like that, so I know what happens there. But then I've still got the men's Money in the Bank ladder match to do. So, and again, I know how it ends. I just don't know. I can't talk about what happens in the match at all. Yeah. And I can't really talk about the Natalia match. I will point out that I on our prediction show, I said that Natalia will probably bring out the best in Ronda Rousey,
and she did.
And from what I've seen so far, yeah. I think she did. I mean, I think JLB was saying he was surprised with how good the match was, and frankly, I don't think I'll be surprised overall with the match because I expected Natalia. She's boring as fuck, but she knows how to wrestle.
No, and I know that, but given the fact that she knows how to wrestle, we have seen pretty shitty matches with her because she looks green in the ring for some reason. And this is the first time I felt like it really showcased how truly and talented she is, and she felt comfortable with it.
Yeah. I've never thought she looked green in the ring. She's just boring in the ring.
Yeah,
she's
I think there's not a character developed there.
That's part of it. But she's
constantly transitioning between heel and face,
yeah.
and
well,
I'm Anvil's daughter, but I kind of do. There's that weird hesitation in copying Dad's move in the discus.
I'll use a musical reference to this. I once got into an argument with a guy over the guitarist Buckethead. And one of my favorite metal guitarists, rock metal, was Slash, and he's like, oh, Buckethead's way better technical guitarist than Slash. And I said, you might be right. Buckethead might be technically better than Slash, but Buckethead doesn't make me feel emotion like Slash's solo in November Rain does.
Right.
Yeah, Slash's riffs in Paradise City or I mean any of them, right? Feel more emotion. They might not be as technically good as one of the other ones, but they had more emotion. Natalia is very technically sound. And normally that's what I like in a wrestler. I mean, I'm a big Dean Malenko fan, right? But
there was something that you emotionally could attach to Dean Malenko.
Yeah,
and maybe that's who her character needs to be, is the Ice Woman.
Mm-hmm. So, anyways, moving on to most predictable moment of the night.
Oh.
Honestly, I'm going to say Theory winning. Because as soon as he lost the title, I said, oh, Theory's going to be in the Money in the Bank. Like, I was kind of joking with my friends again, and I just felt it. I'm like, there's either going to be someone's going to get injured and not be. I didn't think he was going to name an 8th man in the freaking match. I just thought someone was going to get injured or whatever. And so I already kind of knew. I felt in my head, like, I just felt it that Theory was going to win. And then lo and behold, boom. And as soon as he came out, I'm like, okay, this is Theory's to win. For sure. So honestly, Theory winning the Money in the Bank.
I wouldn't say Theory winning, but I would say Theory being a part of
it. Maybe.
Yeah, I thought for sure as soon as he lost, I was like, motherfucker, this guy's going to be in the Money in the Bank. And I don't see it. I
think it's too soon. I think I
the
feel
heel
like
work is not developed enough for him to. He's too just arrogant. Arrogant. Look at my body, guy.
Yeah.
He needs about 6 months of watching Miz matches or MJF or just learning how to be a prick to be the prick that they want him to be.
I think reports have it that backstage they see him as a young John Cena, like prototype era John Cena.
Yeah, well, they're never going to get the
ruthless
face
aggression.
level from him. Like he'll
Well,
have to. I don't know what makes you a face in that role. So.
well, again, John Cena had to change a lot about him to be the face. But first, John Cena was a heel.
Yeah.
And first, John Cena was a prick.
Great life.
Now
No,
that being said,
he wasn't first the rapper. He was prototype prick.
Mhm.
Ruthless aggression.
Yep.
And it failed.
Yeah,
miserably.
it did fail. But I think they did. Now I'm going to point out, we saw Theory succeed in a gimmick, and that was in NXT.
Yeah, dumb sidekick
Gimmick. He was great in that. So I get, I think, a little bit of it. He has a very punchable face, right? You see him and you're like, I want to punch. But again, it's just, I think, too soon. I don't think he's developed enough. But I mean, this is WWE. They don't think ahead on shit. They just do shit, right?
Yep.
As evidenced by what I will say is the most predictable moment. Even though I haven't seen the whole show yet, I can still say this. And that's a same-day cash-in from the women's Money in the Bank winner.
Yeah, I thought maybe they'd change that up, but you're right.
I think I went off on it on the predictions that they never let the women hold it for
Mella.
a day, except for Mella.
I think holding it is maybe reserved for a heel. I don't know.
But that's the deal. And on our prediction show, we talked about, it all depends on who they planned on it going against. Was it the Raw or SmackDown? Now, the one thing that I didn't think of at the time and overlooked was the idea of Liv Morgan going after the SmackDown Championship. Because Liv had been on Raw so much, I just assumed that if she won, she would be going after Bianca. And I didn't think that face versus face was going to be a long-term storyline there.
Right.
That they needed a heel. So in that respect, I thought if Alexa won, she could be a heel to go up against Bianca. If Asuka won, she could be kind of heel face. She's kind of a tweener.
Ultimate opportunist type.
Becky could win and finally get her rematch against Bianca to try to do it, that stuff. And then I said, if Lacey Evans or Raquel Rodriguez win, they would be great for going against Ronda because they've built Ronda up as the face. There, I think all of us kind of agreed that Shotzi was mostly just filler in this match, and this isn't a shoot.
And it showed.
Yeah, but this wasn't a shot at Shotzi.
Didn't.
Because I do think Shotzi is very talented, but I just think in terms of when was the last time Shotzi was featured on SmackDown as a real contender? Basically,
she's the reckless cannon, loose cannon. I will say Raquel Gonzalez needs some lessons in physics. She could have picked up that ladder and she moved over a couple rounds.
She was over a couple, because just the leverage wasn't there.
Yeah,
the weight was too far out on the fulcrum.
Correct. So she could have done that. She didn't because she did not understand the physics of that situation.
But
sometimes the physics
and Shotzi had the we might even talk about it in the botch of the night, the next segment. But they had the where she tried to run up the ladder and she missed one of the rungs and fell over and all of that stuff.
Botch, but it's in that match.
And so I said might.
I mean, and to be clear, Twitter is just a bunch of assholes.
To be fair.
I said clear, technically.
To be fair.
But Twitter's the amount of hatred that she was getting from Twitter. Oh, she should be fired and whatever. And I think she even deleted her account. It's fucking ridiculous. And I think there was several wrestlers who had mentioned something or commented on hey, you know what, guys? This
we go out there and kill ourselves for your entertainment.
Yeah.
Lay off.
No,
and that's the, I agree. I didn't see anything in this match that was grossly incompetent of her. I just saw like her trying to do stuff and it just not succeeding, right?
Right.
And it's have you ever seen the movie The Replacements with Keanu Reeves?
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Well, it's
Football
my
movie?
favorite sports movie of all time. So DA Fabe will know this. It is. I kid you not. It is my favorite. I highly recommend it. But anyway,
Is Kathy Allen the kicker in that? Is that the one? No, that's a different one. That's,
no, that's the one.
Yeah.
This one,
Okay,
it's the
that's
Irish
perfect.
guy is the
Yeah.
kicker. But in this one, there's a scene where the coach is asking them all what their fears are, specifically their fears in the game, and Keanu Reeves' character answers quicksand. And they say, "What do you mean?" And he says, "It's that moment when you're out there and you're playing the game, and then one thing goes wrong." And then you try to just keep going, and then another thing goes wrong, and things just keep going wrong, and they keep dragging you down. And no matter how much you seem to fight it, they just drag you down more and more and more, like you're caught in quicksand, right? Where you fight, the harder you fight, the more it pulls you down. And I think that's what would happen to Shotzi. She was just in that position where she had one thing go bad, and then she was trying so hard to make up for the one thing that went bad, that another thing went bad, and then another thing went bad, and then and it just drug her down. And it's in football, in most sports, they talk about the what's the word they
Momentum.
use?
Momentum,
yes. The momentum shifting, right? And they talk about it like it's this magical thing that this momentum just hangs over the field, and sometimes it switches to one side or another. But momentum is really just mentally getting over mistakes. Really is what it is. It's which team is better at saying, okay, we had a fuck up, but we're gonna get past it. And so often the momentum shifts because the fuck up happens and the people can't get over it. And they push too hard to try to get over it, and that makes them fuck up even more. And I think that's just what happened with Shotzi in this, is that this was potentially the biggest showcase match that she's had on the main roster.
Yeah, exactly. She doesn't really get enough practice too,
And she was so determined to try to make it. She wanted to be big time Shotzi, and show off and really stand out as a star, even though she wasn't going to win. That when one thing went wrong, then she tried to push through to make another thing happen, and then that went wrong, and then it just caused these little mental mistakes to happen. So I don't blame her for it. I think she just got caught up in the moments, and it tumbleweeded on her. So,
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. Next one.
botch of the night, where we will
Actually, talk about this.
talk about something on that match, I'm assuming.
I'm going to say the electric chair. That is the thing that snowballed. The electric chair to Alexa from Shotzi could have potentially paralyzed Alexa. It was poorly done.
Was that before the whole ladder stint?
That was where she had Alexa on her shoulders, and she was, I think it was Shotzi, or maybe it might have been Dakota, or not Dakota, Raquel.
Oh.
But anyway, backing into the ladder behind her and kind of falling into the ladder, but it was scary. A lot of people would say, Becky's threw Asuka through the ladder. I think that's the safest way you can do. The ladder's probably not going to break. I think they did a really good job of that not killing the two of them. So I actually think that was better than the ladder didn't break, knowing that she kind of just slid off of Asuka's hip and down, and that was. I thought that was a really safe move.
We've said before, with women, ladder matches and tables matches are always difficult because and this
tables
is
you can rig, ladders you can't.
Yeah, this is just a physics thing. Because women have less mass, it's a lot harder for their impact to break things. right?
And
So with tables,
and I
you
thought
can
that was
gimmick them a
safer
little bit
move.
easier than you can with ladders, because ladders have to be able to hold weight when people climb on them.
Right.
Because it's really hard to control which ladder they're using at any given moment. Whereas with tables, you can have the gimmicked table in a certain spot under the ring, so they grab this gimmicked table out and they do it.
There
That being
was lots
said,
of botches in this. Raquel Gonzalez not understanding physics, we already talked about. I'm not saying they were bad moves. Like, I just think the electric chair was the one that scared me the most. I was like, oh my God, you're going to kill Alexa.
I'm trying to
you don't
find
know.
that again.
yeah, I was reading about it, and it was Shotzi, but I've got to find it here. Shotzi then put Bliss on her shoulders and connected with an electric chair slam, with Bliss awkwardly crashing into the ladder back first. And then Shotzi attempted the senton off the top rope onto Lynch, but Lynch moved and Shotzi hit the ladder back first. So
Also scary as shit.
I think one of it, and in you talking about some people bringing up the Becky to Asuka thing and the ladder not breaking, a off the top rope.
Fucking Elon. Sorry.
She did a off the top rope. It was one of her leg drops, right? But she very specifically didn't hit with her leg. She hit right on her butt, basically, to give the most impact to the ladder to try to knock the ladder down. I think JLB froze.
I do too.
I think we could talk shit about JLB for a while now.
Yeah, bitch.
Man, that JLB is a bitch.
We can remove him and then we can add him back. And now there's a blank screen. Nope, doesn't work. Go back to this. The biatch of the night was JLB getting frozen.
Yep, he's just stuck. Anyways, he's trying to do too much, I think. Anyways, so it's definitely
You might be coming back
in that match.
Yeah, I think because the style of match that is oh, here he is. We can add him back in.
I got him in.
I'm in.
Audio only.
I think I'm gonna try this for a bit because I don't know. I fucking got new Wi-Fi and everything, fuckers. Jesus Christ.
Well,
Well,
just
good job.
remove your other one from here. So
Yeah, how do I remove that? It's on my end. I have to do that.
well,
kick
you're
from studio.
yeah.
There you go.
Well, you didn't do it. Where were you guys
fine.
on? You were still on Botch of the Night?
Still on botch. We're about to move on.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm going to have to go with, just because it was consecutive, Shotzi's like running up the ladder and then attempting to do like a side kind of on the side kick, which she also failed at. So,
Well, again, I think that was just her trying to
for sure.
make up for the again. This was tumbleweeding. The running up didn't work, so that now she's improvising to do something, and then that didn't work, and then she just kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and it just kept not working.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to. At the end of the day, I'm gonna have to give it to that because
Now,
honestly,
I'd like to be a shithead to the writers here and say, fucking Theory winning.
yeah. Or I mean, just how they used it. Well, we're in Las Vegas, so I don't know what even the word he used. It's just a typical common.
I'm gonna
thing.
see your 7 entrance and raise.
Yeah, like come on, fucking
Just
lame.
fucking garbage writing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in the end, right? I mean, raise your hands if you would have rather seen Seth Rollins win and get a rematch,
Me.
right? Or Sheamus win, Me.
Or
Or Sami
Riddle.
Zayn win.
Well, I mean, I would have
Riddle.
loved to have seen Seth Rollins win.
Riddle in his hometown win. Me. I think there's only, in fact, 2 names in this Money in the Bank that none of the 3 of us wanted to win, and that's Omos.
Oh, I think I might give mine to Omos. Although Omos looked the best he's ever looked in a match, he's still so fucking slow. I would rather watch a turtle wrestle
That's
than
my point.
Omos in the ring.
He was the one that I was saying. I think he's one of the only names on this list that none of us would have wanted to win. No one wanted Omos to win. I don't think anyone really was dying for Madcap Moss to win. Nothing against Madcap Moss.
I don't think it would have hurt anything. He just
has
doing
such a generic character.
He's
just
not
generic.
ready to get the title.
But Drew McIntyre winning,
Nobody would have been mad about.
I wouldn't have been mad about.
In fact, that would have been really cool to see him cash in right after he lost to Roman.
Yeah, and then Riddle winning, right? I mean, come on, it was his home fucking town.
And I mean, after that RKO from the ladder, like, what the fuck? Give it to him.
But nope, theory.
Well, doesn't someone have a theory?
Had to be theory. So we're gonna move on to overhype of the night.
Men's Money in the Bank. Men's Money in the Bank.
Damn. I would give it Lashley in Theory. That shit was hyped and thrown down our throats, and I had to watch freaking muscle matches after muscle matches on Raw, and I was just for God hoping that it would have been at least a decent.
Speaking as somebody who was there for one of those muscle matches on Raw that they featured in the promos for it, God, there was pop when Bobby was standing behind him. That dude is getting major face love right now. Baby face love. That's fair. My kid left that place a huge Bobby Lashley fan.
Did you give him a Bobby Lashley shirt?
Fuck no. The fucking lines were horrible.
Well,
He wanted a title. And they ran out of $35 titles, and so then I had to get like a $400 title. And I was like, you don't like wrestling enough to get a $400 title, but
yeah. You like wrestling enough, and you still wouldn't even get yourself a $400.
I don't know that I'd buy a $400. Yeah,
it did surprise me how many people went there and bought a $400 title at the show. Like, I'm not. This isn't shaming anyone for buying a $400 title.
If there had been a meet and greet beforehand, I'd have bought the $400 title.
This is not shaming anyone for it. It's just, it surprised me just how many people I saw walk up and be like, yeah, I'll take that $400. You can buy that title at any time on shopwwe.com,
Hashtag still not sponsored.
Or if you don't want to spend that much money, you can search for WWE Championship. And
get an off-brand for,
and get a replica from someplace like $199 for the cheaper model of the WWE Championship. Undisputed belts, you can do it. $149 on Amazon.com. Yeah, you can go. I'm just trying to find one of the weird off-brand names that it's going to show up, like championsbelts.com. AJ's Belts. That's a good one. I've gotten that one before.
Where they give just a little tweak to it to make it so that it's not product infringement.
Yep.
It's a wish.com version.
So here, we can go to ajsbelts.com. And you say, oh, you want a WWE championship? Find one of the actual more current ones, because these are all the old ones right now.
Thanks, Ambrosia.
Have a good night. Thank you for the support.
Deuces. Yeah, you can just buy it right there. AJ's belt. Anyways, so you could buy them all over the time, place. Why drop $400 at an event? I just don't really get, but whatever. I want a belt. I would love a $400 belt. I cannot justify spending $400 at this moment on a belt.
No, or ever.
Although there is a Zampro belt, WWE Big Gold belt on Etsy for $199, and
I feel like you're gonna spend $200 tonight.
I do.
I feel like you're also gonna get divorced tomorrow morning.
I do not have $200 to spend, and it
also
would be
more
way
expensive than a belt.
Yeah, and Sarah would lose money divorcing me, so but it's a pretty one. It doesn't have one of the things I don't like. The WWE shop one puts the WWE logo on it, and I don't want the WWE logo on my big gold belt. And this one, of course, being a knockoff replica, doesn't have any logo on it, which is fine by me. It's a nice looking belt. Anyways,
there you go. Good job. Get online, Phoenix.
Whoop, whoop.
Yes, welcome,
Phoenix.
So had we all answered overhype of the night?
Yeah.
Okay. Then we will move on to worst performance of the night.
I mean,
Omos.
It's
always Omos.
It's always Omos. Anytime Omos is on the card, he gets worse performance. The dude just has no. I almost thought he almost died though when they threw him on the table. That shit looked. And I get it. He's very tall and whatever, and all of them picked him up and so on and so forth. But man, he slided off the table and it looked like his head hit the chair or something.
Slided, not slid.
Slided off.
Slid off.
He slided it off.
He slided off. Listen.
Gotta get it off the table and stuff. Anyway.
Yeah, so I'm going
slided it off.
Omos.
I'm
hating for not showing up for his boys.
Yeah, I again still haven't seen all the matches, so I can't 100% say it's not Omos. I will say that of the matches that I have seen and all that stuff, I will give worst performance of the night to Alexa Bliss for that fucking WWE credit card commercial.
That's fair. That was not needed.
Oh, Lily, why did you buy all this stuff? How did you buy it? Oh, I see. With your WWE credit card from Capital Bank.
And I'm like, all right, well, if Capital Bank is giving dolls cards now, maybe I shouldn't trust them.
Yeah. You could hear in the background, the crowd was not happy seeing that play on the Tron. There was suddenly boos in the crowd, so.
And I imagine that fucking card is stupid off interest. There's no point.
Oh, I'm sure it's variable rate depending on your credit, but we'll find out.
Oh boy!
Good lord!
WWE Credit One Bank.
Hey, you have a face again.
Hey,
your face is back. We recommend this card for Ultimate WWE fans with average credit, everyday purchases, earning cash back rewards. So,
there you go. That's how you can get a belt.
Cash back rewards. 3% cash back on eligible internet, cable, and satellite TV and mobile phone service purchases. You get a chance for exclusive meet and greets with WWE stars. and unique shop discounts at WWEshop.com.
Not gonna happen when you don't do a meet and greet in our area.
Yeah, so terms and conditions and fees. Let's click this to see the link.
You are gonna get fucked over hard. You're just paying for the
APR of
WWE
24.74%.
Wow.
Vary with prime rate. Cash advance 24.74.
How is the cash advance the same? What the fuck?
A lot
Usually
of
the
them are.
cash advance is more than the actual APR rate.
Oh well.
Oh, and there's also a $50 annual fee. So yeah, you,
Fuck
you,
that.
you fucking pay a shit ton of
I
interest
can get
and
3%
$50.
cash back with no annual fee with my other card.
Or with any other bank.
Alone. Not
Yep.
hashtag still not sponsored. Not gonna tell the name of Discover. I mean other card.
But how else do I get a credit card with like a WWE picture on the front?
Fucking paste that shit on there.
Yeah. No, there's actually a really, really easy way. And let me Google it so I can telling you the right.
Google it.
Oh no, my friend just got the vid.
The vid.
Oh no, the
COVID.
COVID. Cuckoo-covers.com. That's what it is.
Cuckoo covers.
Hashtag not sponsored, but dude, I would totally. This would be a sponsor that I would do in a heartbeat. Cuckoo Covers. I came
That
to.
sounds filthy.
I would do them in a heartbeat. Personalize any card in seconds. You choose the type, the layout of your card, whatever, and you can upload a picture or choose one of the pictures that they already have, and then you press send, and it sends you a custom vinyl printed skin with instructions for how to put it on any credit card.
Oh, that's interesting.
So you can make whatever credit card you have look however you want it to.
Interesting.
And
That's an
you can use
interesting
your credit
concept.
card to do it.
Yeah. How much is that? Oh, I shouldn't ask this question. We should move on.
It depends, I think, on
should have moved
some
on,
of the
yes.
choices. But here, I'm going to click on this Hello Kitty one.
Oh boy.
Hashtag still not sponsored. Hello Kitty.
Because
Yeah.
it's
Is that even
pretty-
still a show anymore?
I'm
Wasn't
sure
that a show?
It is.
Yeah.
It was a show cartoon, and it's a global phenomenon in terms of marketing.
Fair. Yeah, it's definitely still a show.
I have an ex-wife who's crazy for Hello Kitty. Stupidest shit I've ever seen. You're a grown-ass woman. It's not like it's Thundercats. Fuck off.
Thundercats!
Thunder.
Saturday.
Okay, seriously, internet, are you being so fucking slow? Maybe it's because I'm streaming at the same time. I don't know. Anyways,
That could be it.
we're gonna move on. We're gonna talk about
Don't
worst
you know?
move while waiting for this page to load. Worst move of the night.
Worst. The roll-up pin that Liv Morgan gave. Worst move of the night is how Liv Morgan won the belt in terms of getting ankle locked for the majority of that time, and then that kick that she did, which was ridiculously stupid.
Nice little
And then
mule
a roll-up.
kick.
Nice little mule kick. I was like, oh, well, look, she's a mule now. Look at that.
Okay, to answer the question on these cuckoo covers, full cover is $8. If you just need a half cover, it's only $6. But you have choices of full cover with window. So if your card has the numbers like embossed on the front, you get the window so they show through, or half cover that just covers the top half of the card. If your numbers are on the back, like some of the newer cards, put the number on the back.
Oh, really? That's a thing?
Yeah, that's the thing on a lot of the new ones now.
Yeah.
You can get the full cover without the window. They have a cutout for the chip, and you have to choose whether you need the large chip or the small chip. I think most U.S. cards use the small chip. So, or if you don't have a chip in your card, you can choose no chip.
I like chips.
I eat chips all the time. Or you can create your own, and that's uploading a picture of your own choosing.
My girl likes to eat chips all the time. Eat chips all the time. No, not
Eat
doing Eddie
chips
Murphy.
all the time.
Eddie Murphy, God bless you. Anyway, welcome back. Yes, we're talking about chips.
Chips ahoy.
Anyways, worst move of the night.
Well, I said my
Having
Morgan
Theory
one.
win.
I mean, that's a
Worst
given.
move.
I was going for more a physical move.
I know you were.
Mm-hmm.
Worst move of the night, having the pay-per-view on July 3rd.
Oh, that's
a
valid.
pretty bad move. Yeah. The move
Worst move of the night,
Friday.
having all of the ladders and the table spots have it happen to Omos. Like, I felt like it was almost a hate crime. No one else felt that.
I guess I did. I noticed.
I noticed
Omos a hate crime.
seven white dudes covering a black dude with a bunch of ladders.
Right? Like, I
That's
was
awesome.
like, really, guys? Really? And you do it twice. Like, once is like, whatever. You do have to fucking do it twice. And they fucking threw those ladders like it was nobody's business. Like, I was like, what the fuck? And I feel bad for laughing.
Okay, so Nirvana is saying that she's seeing both your windows up. As far as we're seeing, you should only have the one JLB up. So I don't know why.
Now we're gonna remove him.
What's
I already tried to kick it from the studio. It won't kick.
Yeah, well, I'm try too, but
I don't know what's happening.
nope. It's no, but it shouldn't even be showing through
Yeah, we have him removed from the studio, so
to things.
the
So
bad
it
one.
shouldn't be showing.
Anyway, moving forward. Sorry. Worst move of the night.
It's got to be something we said, unless you have another one.
All the things you said. All the things
Things you said running through my head, running through my head. This is not a black crime. Omos, dude. Omos thing. I hate crime. Sorry. Yes.
That sounded really racist when you said
That sounded really.
A
I know.
black crime.
A black crime.
This is not a black crime.
I meant hate crime.
Jesus. I don't even know why that sounded racist, but it did.
Well, we'll go ahead and move on to worst.
Hold
moment
on, I
of the
haven't
night.
given a worst move.
It does show me and then shows me again. That's weird. Interesting.
Yeah,
Should
I gotta
try
go with
to-
Fury winning. I really think that's a horrible move on behalf of WWE.
Let me try to go out and come back in. 'Cause
No.
Just wait a second
No.
here, because I'm wondering if it's. Give me 1 second, because I'm pulling up the stream.
I think it's a me. Yeah, I have it up. It's there.
It's there for you. Okay.
It's there on Twitch.
It's so weird because like
It's not on
On-
here.
on StreamYard it shows it different.
Yeah, no, it's just us on StreamYard. Hold on. Let me try to maybe
I'll check
take
Facebook.
off my thing and put it on. There you go.
Is it going?
Nope. Still there. That's fucking
Yeah.
weird.
Because it's still showing your old stream, and that's where the weird thing is.
It's the same laptop. It's not like I switched something or whatever.
That's why I think it's weird.
I'll be back.
So he just bleeds himself.
So he just
Now
like
let's see if we can
fucking
kick
juices out.
this at the same time.
There's 3 reasons why you need this tool to
3 reasons. No, because his ghost is still showing for us. So
And you can't kick me out?
I can't kick the ghost.
Damn.
it's fucking weird. Well, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
People can see the spinning thing.
People were like, hey, spinny thing. Ooh, 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 ooh. Can we go on to the next one, please?
I was
Yeah,
still waiting.
I said they were winning. So
Yeah, give me a second. Do, 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 do.
Cuckoo
Okay.
coming.
yeah, it's showing on
Everywhere.
Facebook as well.
So that must be a StreamYard issue. God, StreamYard.
One job.
Oh well. Well, you get the whole bottom to yourself there, guy.
Mm-hmm.
Here, let's change the format and see if that helps.
Yeah, maybe.
There we go.
I feel like it wouldn't help. It's so delayed. I'm still trying to see if it did anything. Ooh, let me wave so I can at least notice.
Yeah, you can wave. We're gonna do the wave.
Nope, it's still there.
Yeah, that's weird. That is really weird.
I'm sorry, guys.
Well, there's apparently nothing we can do ever since JLB fucked it up for us. So
That's what I do. I'm just keeping you on your toesies. That's all I'm doing.
Yes, on our onesies and twosies.
Because we the ones and y'all the twos, and I say we as in me and Mr. Loading Screen over there.
Yes, you the twos.
We the ones, you
No,
the twos.
you the twos because there's two of you. You the twos.
We the twins.
Back on to worst moment of the night. This is the last of the worst, and then we get to talk about the best.
Yeah, worst moment of the night would probably have to be Theory winning. I mean, it's messed up because I don't hate it, but I just hate how they did it. So the whole way that they did make at least Theory part of the match, yeah, very, very silly, stupid. I dare also maybe would say that little montage that we might think is Bray Wyatt or we might not think is Bray Wyatt.
It's not Bray Wyatt. I put hard money on it being Edge.
Really?
Yeah. If you notice, almost all of the references in it are to people that Edge had a hand in ending their careers or whatever. Because she brought up that you're all fucked up and everything.
Oh, that's fine. But you also just have ADD. So, I mean, I feel like you're the bother there.
But so, I mean, all the money, all the insiders I've been reading online point to that being...
It's a reinvention of Edge.
Yeah.
Lame, because apparently there's like the Dudley Boy glasses in it, which would allude to obviously their TLC matches. I remember there was a few things mentioned, but
there's the bloody gold medal. That's what I was trying to think of. And that references Edge and Gold and Kurt Angle's feuds that he had. So
there was a
like I said,
sleeve.
Mm-hmm. So like pretty much everything I've read points to it being for Edge. But so
worst moment was Liv not having a more complete finisher. I'm sorry, signature move. Oh, no. Worst moment is Corey Graves saying finisher.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's a finisher now. It's official. They said it. They called
which
it
is one of the banned words, right?
Yes.
I guess also maybe worst moment is Corey Graves talking about all the Don Perignon that he's not going to have anything to do with because his wife lost. No.
That's just heel move.
That's a lot of champagne.
Him, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like I said, I'm the worst move for me was or worst moment and everything was just having it on the third. Like this was just a bad choice all around.
Straight up.
Yeah. Fernando agrees that it's Edge.
100% Edge. Yeah, I mean, fuck. I just want someone new, man. Like, really? You got to make Edge this whole thing? What the fuck is he going to be? Have they mentioned what kind of a gimmick he's going to have? He's going to come back as a regular Edge dude, and he's face now?
To be perfectly honest, I don't know because all the reports have been conflicting about why he's no longer in the Judgment Day. You know, originally the reports were that it was because they needed a new face, but then the reports have since come out that it was the supernatural gimmick that they wanted to do, and he didn't want to do that. Either way,
there's also a Mexican license plate in the video, apparently.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Which
So
could reference feuds with Rey Mysterio over the years.
Eddie Guerrero.
Could be Eddie Guerrero. In fact, license plate could mean Eddie Guerrero because of Latino Heat came out
Right.
in the lowrider.
Really? You got to Spanish that up a little bit there? You got to Mexicanize that? Really?
Because that's how you say lowrider. I can't say it without doing that.
All right. That's fair.
Anyways,
That's fair.
everyone got in on worst moment.
We
Time
did.
for the
Let's
best?
fucking go to the
Yeah.
best because I'm
Okay.
tired of being fucking negative here.
Best moment of the night.
Best moment of the night for me would have to be Riddle's RK bro off the ladder. I thought that was pretty spot on and awesome. Maybe that should go under move per se. Maybe I'll say Liv winning as best moment then, because I thought that was a nice swerve, winning the Money in the Bank and then perhaps cashing in. Pretty good swerve. Was not thinking Liv was going to win at all. My predictions were either like Raquel or I don't know. No, I knew I three people I instantly thought it wasn't going to be was Asuka, Becky, or Liv. And so I guess best moment for me is Liv winning the Money in the Bank and then cashing it in. I know you guys say that's predictable, but I still wasn't expecting it because, like you mentioned earlier, I thought she would have cashed in on the Raw one, if anything.
The only reason I put it as
And now
predictable-
Charlotte's going to beat her for it. That's what's going to happen. They're going to
The only
ruin
reason-
it by making Charlotte.
The only reason I put it as predictable is because they never let the woman have more than 24 hours with the belt and with the briefcase now. For whatever reason, they've just decided that the women always cash in on that night. And it's dumb. It's a dumb choice. Because half the fun of the Money in the Bank contract is that holding it over the head for a while, that sword of Damocles just waiting to be cashed in. And they're going to do that with Theory. Theory's going to fucking lord it over people for months that he's the Money in the Bank.
They almost
winner.
made it a hint that he was going to use it at SummerSlam.
Yeah, I don't think
But
Liv's
I'm
the right
like-
person to do that with, though.
But I would have preferred to have seen Liv Morgan come out for even just a couple weeks,
Yeah.
with it. Because she's also a face. So she's the perfect person to do the face thing where they say, I am going to cash it in against you at blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? And then they do. I am choosing to cash this in for a match against you at Survivor Series. But they didn't. They had her fucking cash it in that night. And so it's predictable. That being said, it might be the best moment of the night in terms of moments.
Right.
Did you get the spider this time? Did you get it?
Oh,
Oh man, poor guy.
okay.
I feel like he's not going to be podcasting with us anymore, or he's got to switch locations.
I'm gonna move my office upstairs. That's what I'm gonna do.
That's
Fuck.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway.
Walking in a spider web, leave the message and I'll call you back.
Haunted ass basement.
Wow,
That's what
get
it
the rhythm and the melody there, man.
Well, it was kind of there. Teenage
is.
Ernie. Whatever. It's all your fault when you screen my phone calls. All right, go ahead.
I'm gonna agree with Fernando.
Liv winning,
not
Money in
agreeing
the
with you
Bank, and
guys,
cashing in on Ronda was best moment. Oh, see,
I would have
Fernando knows what's
preferred
up.
if they're gonna do the Liv cash in, I would have still preferred her to get more of an actual match out of it, and win in a decisive factor, not just a
I'm gonna actually get more specific about it than just Liv winning. Liv winning by the agility to push her ladder back up,
that was phenomenal.
yeah.
and then knock Becky off. Also, Becky's reaction at the end was very good. She's very, very on point with this character, this whiny, bitchy, formerly the best character. I am really curious where this can go with Becky. It writes better than Charlotte's formerly the best character. She behaves better than all other formerly the best characters. Just everything about it is it's intriguing because it builds to that eventual when she gets the title again, but continues to lose even the opportunity at it. And the temper tantrums and Becky is just a consummate professional and carries both the heel and the face so well. And yet Liv's agility and putting yet another person into the potential world title picture for women. Fantastic.
Well,
Disco Rod.
Yeah. Not sure what that means, but
Discord probably.
Yeah, that's exactly what it means. But
but he put exclamation point Disco Rod.
Disco Rod. That's who he is. That's his nickname.
Yep.
Disco Rod.
Disco Rod telling us that he's here.
Anyways, moving on to breakout star of the night.
This game is horseshit. I'm moving at 100 megabytes per second, and I still fucking spawn there.
It's about upload, not download there.
My download froze. I'm at 10.
Breakout star of the night. It's really hard when honestly there's no obviously breakout stars, but I'll still just always give it to just stopping by. What's up and show love to everyone. Follow. Hope you have a great stream. Sweet. Thanks, Phoenix. All the best.
I appreciate it. Breakout star of the night's hands down Liv.
I guess
she's done it for 6 months straight, but yeah.
Yeah.
This was her opportunity. This was her pay-per-view.
I just don't see them doing anything with Liv though. I feel like Charlotte is gonna be the one to remove it from Liv soon, like probably on this week's SmackDown, almost.
I don't think Charlotte comes back that soon. I think Liv's gonna get at least a month out of it.
Do we have her facing anyone yet? No. Right?
No.
It was obviously
If there is an eventual Charlotte match out of it, which I think might be likely, it's gonna happen at a pay-per-view.
Yeah, so I'm thinking SummerSlam.
So SummerSlam potentially. Although we still don't know, Ronda will probably eventually want a shot back at it.
Right.
She did the face thing of handing the belt over and lifting the arms. I would have preferred to have seen this as a way to get heel Ronda.
Yeah.
We're not going to get it for a while.
Well, I mean, considering she has a track record of losing and then fucking being completely pissy about things. So
yeah, I'm kind of surprised we haven't already seen a YouTube video. Well, it's fake anyways. They told me I had to do that.
I will say, congratulations to Liv on being the first one to actually legitimately,
Ronda
without
Rousey.
question mark, beat Ronda Rousey. There were shoulders on the mat, 1, 2, 3. Becky had the faux kick out at WrestleMania. So
yeah, because Ronda doesn't know how to actually get pinned. He's like, oh, I gotta squirm a bunch. That's what I do, right?
I squirm. But yeah, breakout star, Liv. Congrats, Money in the Bank winner, and now champion for beating Rousey with a roll-up. Out of all things to beat her with. But, I mean, she was also injured, right?
That's the deal. Rousey's going to be able to continue to say, oh, but I was injured. You caught me.
You kicked me in the knee.
Took advantage of that injury when you kicked me in the knee.
Which means their match should be at Extreme Rules and Liv shouldn't retain.
When's Extreme Rules?
Fucking sometime.
Great
They'll
answer.
say 100% announced it yet.
No,
but
I don't think so
let's
either.
just see what
Extreme Rules or TLC or something.
The
where
rules of
product
Extreme. Yeah.
do.
Ronda goes
Most
for a spear and
recent.
goes through the table.
According to CBS Sports, SummerSlam at the end of this month.
And you
Clash
got
at
the Castle
in
Clash,
September.
that's it.
Which means as of right now we don't have an August pay-per-view. But Clash at the Castle.
But you
is
had
on
2 Julys
September
though,
3rd.
so
Yeah. So Crown Jewel unannounced for October, and then Survivor Series for November. And that's it so far.
So maybe December.
So yeah, but it also it means there is not currently an Extreme Rules on
Or TLC.
the thing or a TLC. Yes.
And both of those were really good ways to have Ronda not hold the title.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Sammy did put on a great performance. I agree. I just don't think he was a breakout star. I think he was exactly what we expect him to be.
And I almost feel like, unfortunately, Sammy's always going to be pigeonholed into just you're great, but you'll never be championship material.
Oh
Unfortunately,
come on, he's in the Bloodline.
Honorary member of the Bloodline, which I kind of like that storyline. I think
Still
that's kind of
counts.
cool.
I think it would have been fun to see him win it. But
I think that would be interesting, though. See, I protected you guys. I protected you. And then he screws Roman over and tries to get us win, but he loses. Like, that's the problem. Like, I love Sami Zayn to death, but I don't see him as ever winning the title, unfortunately.
he would be a transitional champion at best.
Like, he would be a weak transitional champion at best. World champion. I see he can go for
That's
US.
what we
he can
said
go
about The
for-
Miz, though. And The Miz was a really great heel champion. His first
This is
run.
true. This is valid. I mean, I wouldn't dog on it if we saw it. I just think WWE wouldn't do it. I would love to see Sami Zayn as a champion.
Oh, I have a different worse moment. The Miz
Oh.
cutting the promo where he was the only and it wasn't the same night, but he was the only 2-time Money in the Bank winner.
Mm-hmm.
Or the Money in the Bank cash in. There's literally somebody else on the roster who does it, and then of course CM Punk.
Yeah, but I think that was a jab at CM Punk, though. Oh, really?
Oh,
Really?
really?
We're
We're
doing this
going
again?
to do this? Hashtag still not sponsored.
I mostly just forgot that it was on my computer and was like, oh yeah, I can do this.
Jesus Christ!
Jeez.
There goes his ADD. We lost him.
All right. So after breakout star of the night, we have
Give me a second because I've got to get back to this page.
Oh my God!
okay.
Danhausen.
Best line of the night.
Best line of the night. From I don't know. I don't remember.
I might end up
Corey
removing
Graves
this.
saying a finisher.
I might end up down the road removing the best line category because
Right.
there never are lines anymore. I mean, worst line of the night was, hey,
Thanks for
Lily,
coming.
where did you spend all this money? Oh, on the WWE credit card.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's valid. Then we
Yeah.
got to give that worst line for
Worst
sure.
line.
Bam, bam, bam.
Yeah, I think Graves saying finisher. I deeply enjoyed hearing Graves fuck up a forbidden phrase.
Yeah, I mean that's valid too. It's not saying fucking signature move. Vince must have been so pissed. That's why I made your wife fucking lose. You stupid idiot.
This really is delaying my video a lot.
Yeah, if you want to
Yeah.
go ahead and remove it, that'd be great.
I mean, that would be great.
Anyway, moving on.
Best performance of the night.
Seth freaking Rollins, man.
I didn't find him that memorable in that match, though. I don't think he was the best.
Okay.
performer. I mean, it's your opinion, obviously. You know, whatever we're
I
debating.
thought Riddle was lights out in that match. I thought Rollins was lights out in that match.
Yeah, Riddle,
I thought
definitely.
Sami Zayn was literally exactly performed as a performer exactly how the perfect way. When he's
Yep.
standing next to the ring post,
Mhm.
hiding, that was fucking
Fernando's
great.
got Sami Zayn. Yep.
Yeah. That was absolutely fucking fantastic. I thought
I mean, fuck, guys.
thought
I'm giving
Becky
that
was
tag
great.
match. Becky was great. Liv was great. Just from that other move
Montez Ford
alone.
with the floating over the suicide dive over the ring post.
Right.
Fantastic.
I mean, even Becky's leg drop when you had everybody on the ladder.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like there was a lot of great moments. It really wasn't a shit pay-per-view. It's just I think it got derailed because of maybe how
this is what
we
you
got
get
involved.
when you have amongst the best performers in the world, because I'm not going to say the best performers in the world, but as a whole, the overall roster is better than AEW. At the top, it's maybe not,
Right?
but the on the lower levels, it's not the on the writing level, it's not the best that there is. And so this is what you have when top to bottom, you have the best roster in professional wrestling, but you don't have anywhere near the best writers. Impact has better writers.
Right.
Well, again, the problem is it doesn't matter how good the writers are on WWE because they're writing for an audience of one.
Yeah.
And so every time, no matter what they write, they've got a person coming in and saying, nope.
I mean, I'm sure the writers thought the hot dog segment was fucking stupid. But I am sure Vince was like, no,
That's going to be
that
fucking fire.
in. Tozawa ate 45 hot dogs. Who would think the Asian skinny fuck would do it?
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
like,
first of
that's
all,
just up Vince's bag.
I mean,
Crazy.
we all remember Kobayashi, right? Come on.
I know.
Asian skinny guy eating a lot of hot dogs is old news. He's been beat by American.
Right? American. Who also freaking gave a chokehold on someone while eating the fucking hot dog. He won the hot dog, July 4th hot dog competition.
Yeah.
But he didn't set a new record this year, and that's sad.
Yeah. I don't want to be in that competition. I don't want to dip hot dogs in water.
No, that sounds disgusting.
Do you have to dip hot dogs in water, though? Is that
if
must?
you want to be any good,
consume
you
them
do.
that fast.
Yeah. That's the lubrication to get them down your throat. Otherwise, they're dry.
You would know about this, wouldn't you, Smarks? Just
No, I got enough lubrication already for the hot dog that I eat. Hot dogs
called
that I eat.
fucking ketchup.
Yeah, it's called mustard and ketchup.
Well, for me, it's mustard and relish.
Hey, relish is great too.
Or chili and cheese. Oh my god, chili cheese dogs.
We don't have that as
Sorry,
condiments here because we aren't fat fucks, guys. It's not a thing.
No,
down
instead
here.
you have malt vinegar.
Yeah.
Fucking
No, instead
special
you put
needs
fucking
fucks.
gravy on your potatoes. Your fucking French fries.
French
Fucking
fries.
don't judge our poutine, goddammit. It's the most iconic thing made in the world. You're just a jelly bean.
I'm just saying, you try to make fun of us for being fat fucks, and then you're the one to put gravy on French fries, right?
We make such epic foods here in the United States. We create a food and attribute it to other countries because they don't have good food.
Yeah.
So we make julienne fries and we're like, no, we're gonna call these French fries because those fuckers need better food.
Yeah. We're gonna be like, hey,
Canada, you make one good fucking thing. You take the food we created, gave to France, and put it in Canada, and then you add gravy to it with cheese.
we're like, hey,
give you
Italy,
credit
you know that
with
thing where
cream cheese.
you took some bread and you put a little bit of like red sauce on it and then you ate it, right? We're gonna take that, we're gonna add cheese and then pepperoni on top of it, and then we're gonna just let you claim it, right?
Yeah,
But
we're gonna let
created it.
you have credit.
Hey, and Mexico, right? We're gonna take a burrito and we're gonna fucking deep fry it, and we're gonna call it a chimichanga, and you're gonna like it.
Still giving you homage for it, bud.
Yeah.
We make
And-
so much fucking incredible food in the United States. We have to give it to other countries.
Yeah. We make fucking Chinese food that's so different than actual Chinese food that there are now American style Chinese food restaurants in China. Like China's like, these fuckers took our food and made it good.
Their food is still good.
You know
though.
what?
Then again, I can't say I
Added
actually
sugar.
had authentic
That's all we
Chinese
did.
food.
On all of it, we added sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Added some sugar.
We took the loose meat sandwich and held it together as a burger,
Mhm.
and then we added cheese to it because why the fuck not? Because cheese belongs on everything.
Because American cheese is the best cheese, although it's the fucking worst cheese ever in the fucking world. But you know,
No,
I'll let
it's
you
not
know
even
cheese.
fucking cheese.
We use plastic and fat to make
Yeah.
American cheese.
You look at it. Kraft singles say processed cheese food. It's not even
It
cheese.
kind of resembles a cheese, but it melts and it's amazing.
Mhm. So
Anyway,
ladies and gentlemen, this is how heart attacks happen.
So, best performance of the night. I got it. I hate to sound like a mark.
hey, Nerdvana, I'm gonna interrupt here and talk about pickle fries here. You ain't had nothing until you've had a Kool-Aid pickle.
Welcome to America, motherfucker.
America.
And she has a lot more American restaurants than I do. So
Yeah, 'cause she's right next to Detroit.
yeah, so she's fucking probably got the fucking chili condiments there too and all that shit because she right there.
She apparently likes Kool-Aid pickles.
Oh,
Kool-Aid
see?
originated in Nebraska, just so
Right
you
here in
know.
Nebraska. Although that I learned over the weekend that there is debate as to which city created
Yes,
Kool-Aid.
Hastings claims
Hastings
it, but
claims it.
Hartwell is the location it was developed,
Mm-hmm.
which is 30 minutes away or 25 minutes away from Hastings.
Yeah. No, there's even another. It's fucking farther west that claims it.
Is it Hartwell or Hartley?
No, give me a second here, because I'm gonna.
Birthplace of Kool-Aid debate. Boy, there's a bunch of stuff about Cory Booker talking about Kool-Aid in a debate, presidential debate.
You know, it's also fucked up. There was a nuclear reactor in the middle of Omaha for like 52 years. So you may have created Kool-Aid, but you could have created a fucking disaster for your entire fucking population. From 1949 to 2001.
Yeah,
There still is just north of Omaha.
yeah, fucking we still have SAC here. This is where the president gets flown in the event of a nuclear war. They bring him to fucking Omaha.
It was once illegal to teach any foreign languages in the state.
That does not surprise me. Not in the least.
You enacted the Simon S-I-M-A-N
Holy shit.
Act in 1919, just as the anti-German sentiment was swelling. Just prevent the teaching of study of any foreign languages, because this is America.
Where's the other place it's supposed to be? Is it Hartley? Maybe it's Hartley. It also starts with an H. That's what I know.
Al Capone's older brother also quietly lived out in Nebraska. Because who the fuck wants to go to Nebraska and look for fucking mobsters?
Also, side note, Hastings, Nebraska has this thing called Kool-Aid Days, and Kool-Aid won't sponsor it because it's that shitty.
Yeah. Do you know what the original name for Kool-Aid was, though?
What?
Before they came up with Kool-Aid, they called it Fruit Smack.
Oh, Jesus.
Fruit Smack.
And that person got fired.
That sounds like a cereal that isn't made out of corn and sugar. Remember when corn smacks smacks used to be sugar smacks? Then it got a bad name. They're like,
Y'all want to hear another fun fact? A Nebraska rancher raised cows to bring on the second coming of Christ.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds about
Yeah.
right. Yep.
I mean, there's a dude who had enough ranch land that he decided to put a bunch of used cars there in the exact shape of Stonehenge.
Yeah.
Calls it Carhenge.
You also had a guy in 2012 who wanted to legally change his name to Tyrannosaurus Rex, Joseph Gold.
Yeah, let's not talk about that. That's part of my history I don't like to talk about.
Oh. Oh my God. Okay. Enough about Nebraska facts. Because
Anyway, so performance. I'm going to give it to Becky. I as a whole, I'm going to give it to Becky. There is something to be said for losing in a style that just sells your character.
Yeah,
and I am really excited to see where that character goes.
straight up.
And safe and great performance. Again, when I saw her doing the leg drop on Asuka on the ladder, I was like, well, that's not going to break and Asuka's going to get hurt. And then I saw how they did it and I was like, that's fucking knowing your shit right there.
Yeah.
That is knowing your shit. And that was really good.
And that I would feel is the new it couple, Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch, because they're both kind of on that same exact level where they both can do no wrong and take anything you throw at them and make it fucking comedy and entertaining.
You want me to be extremely loved babyface? I'll do it. I'll actually have Nia Jax break my fucking nose to do it.
I don't think she said that. I just
she did it. And Seth Rollins, you want me to be a babyface? Absolutely. Turn Roman heel and I'll get love when I face him.
Yeah.
Oh, you want me to be a heel? Okay. I'll come out and laugh like a psychotic lunatic and wear the craziest fucking outfits ever. And pull it off. Dude pulls off the fucking outfits.
He's like the Don Cherry of like wrestling.
Oh, fucking incredible. But I'm gonna give it to Becky. I think she was a consummate professional. I have seen live her walk out in that depressed I didn't do it mode.
Live.
No. Seeing Becky live walk
out. Oh, okay.
That depressed I couldn't pull it off mode. And my God, she just the whole time is in character. It is gold. I hate the fucking outfits and I want to rip the fucking shades off. But God damn it, she's good at what she does.
I don't hate her outfit so much. I do hate the stupid fucking AR augmented reality Becky Lynch big time Beck's winking fucking face.
Well, it doesn't fit anymore.
But right. I also hate all of the AR stuff. Fucking hate it all.
Is that supposed to be a thing where is that like an app kind of thing where you would see? No, that's just for us and whatever.
That's just for the people at home.
Okay.
Yeah, we can't see it in real life. Just so you
know. Of course not. Of course,
there's not a giant Roman that goes. Ooh, ah!
That'd be dope.
Big ass creatable inflatables that fucking they bring out for the fans live.
Imagine.
Bailey buddies for live.
Oh man. And no Bailey. I'm actually shocked. I
was almost disgusted by it.
By what? No Bailey?
Yeah.
I don't know what they're waiting for.
But she might be the next Bianca challenger, or they'll fucking draw out this fucking Carmella bullshit.
It looks like they're going that way.
Oh fuck.
After match beat down.
Oh fuck. Yes. No. Hey, by the way, a little while ago, actually, well, we'll talk about it on the after show.
Jesus Christ.
Anyways,
moving on.
Moving on to underhype of the night. Match that was hyped the least.
Say Liv Morgan here? I feel like it's Liv Morgan again.
I feel like it's the women's TLC because that match was pretty fire.
It was fire with all the botches and everything. It was still a great match.
Yeah. So I mean, just the amount of stuff they did in that match, the creativity that went through it. I think it was better than the men's, to be honest with you.
Oh, absolutely. Lord, I think part of that's the result of the men's, though.
That's maybe it too. Yeah, because there was some, and Omos being in it as well. I think just fucked everything up too.
Well,
to be frank with you,
yeah, Theory and
No.
Omos. both.
the hate on hate crime there. No bueno.
Hate on-
And-
You're no bueno.
Hey. But yeah, so under hype. I think the women's ladder match, Money in the
I'll
Bank.
give you that.
Um,
I will concede that. Not the best match of the night, but the underhype of the night.
for sure.
Moving on to OMG moment of the night.
I'm going to give this a positive one. We've seen Montez Ford do it before, but every time he does it, I'm afraid he's going to hit his head on the ring post. The suicide dive over the corner, past the ring post, onto people.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to rewatch it again.
You could also say the RKO.
RK bro, yeah, for sure. That was almost
Seth laid out
Cody
perfect for
Rhodes-esque.
that.
He did, yeah, as he should, as the true professional he is.
I mean, one could argue that the OMG moment of the night was Liv Morgan cashing in and winning, but I don't know if I'm the one to argue it. I'm just bringing it up.
Yeah, you said you thought it was predictable, so
I thought the cash-in was predictable, but still OMG to have Liv actually win. It still was probably the moment of the night.
win and knock off Becky, who's on the other ladder. You know, win and knock off your workhorse.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So, but again, moving on to best move of the night. I mean, from what I've been hearing, it's the RKO off the.
Yeah, it's the RKO.
Yep.
Yeah, it is. It's
I
the
haven't
RKO.
seen it yet, so I cannot comment. But
Or even the Becky ladder spot too.
I think that was the safest move. I don't think it was the best move.
Yeah,
I think
no,
we
RK
knew
Bro was definitely
as
better.
soon as I saw them put that ladder up, I was like, Becky's going to go through that on somebody. She's going to be the one who does this move. Because Becky does it every year.
okay, and then moving on to the final, the big one, match of the night. I think I know what you guys are going to choose.
Tag match.
Oh my god! I just saw Montez Ford do that. Also, just jump and do like a backwards neck breaker too. Ugh,
Oh,
so
yeah.
fucking
They're-
talented.
Dude's a stud. And he's
Oh,
put on like 40
man.
pounds of muscle in like 6 months. Just a fucking machine.
Yeah, definitely for me the tag match though.
It was great.
I understand your whole thing. You don't like Uso's whole gimmick and what he does, but at the end of the day, they still put on great fucking clinics in the ring.
when
They have the
paired-
opponent.
Yes.
Well, yeah,
But,
and Street Profits are good for them.
but if Street Profits were going up against let's just use a new tag team, Miz and Ciampa.
Oh my god, I just saw him jump off the fucking give
The
this
suicide
man a
dive?
gold medal. Yeah, the fucking suicide dive over the
Yeah.
it did look
Fucking
like he was
incredible.
almost about to hit his head though. Like,
Yeah, it's fucking
fuck.
great. Anyway,
oh man.
if you had Miz and Ciampa, I'll even give you Miz and Morrison against the Street Profits. It would not be as good a match as the Usos versus Street Profits. That's how good the Usos are. They are a B+ tag team.
Well,
They
it's
are
also different.
contenders in AEW. Like,
But
I
let's say,
understand it's always the same, but it's always good.
well, yeah, but again, let's say Street Profits versus well, I'm not even going to say the top tier. We're going to say Private Party in AEW. I think that would end up being a better match.
I would disagree.
And that's the deal. I don't see the Usos going to the next level. They are the ones that have to get pulled up to the next level.
They're the
And-
ones.
They're the ones. What do you mean? They are the fucking level. They're the epitome of the level though.
They
They're
are
already
spot
the
monkeys,
champions.
just like a certain team that is widely considered one of the best teams in the world on AEW.
The Street Profits versus FTR would be a top tier match. FTR versus the
Dude,
Usos
FTR, though.
would be a
Top tier match.
Top tier match.
upper mid tier match. I think FTR elevates the Usos, but I don't think the Usos elevate anyone. That's what.
Well,
it comes
I mean,
down
you
to.
can't compare it to FTR though. I mean, at the end of the day, when you put FTR in that conversation, FTR is the one that's really going to be elevating everybody too.
Again,
Because-
but my point still stands. The Usos don't elevate anyone. They get elevated by people. The Usos versus fucking
New Day.
To use yours, the Usos versus Miz and Ciampa or anything.
Yeah, but the Usos and New Day.
B tier match.
It's
Usos
not New
versus
Day.
New Day. But that's my point. New Day elevates people. New Day versus Miz and Ciampa would be a fucking fire match because New Day elevates
some
people.
shitty New Day matches though, and I always am compelled to watch the New Day versus Uso matches because they're always freaking fire.
Because
so
the
I
New
don't
Day
think that
elevates. The
I think everybody falls into their. In
Yeah, I
WWE,
think it just
the
all
big
falls
thing
under
is that
chemistry.
People fall into their own formats,
Mhm.
and I truly believe that the Usos fall into a very similar format as the Young Bucks. And at the end of the day, the Young Bucks are great when they go up against great tag teams, but they're the same when they're going up against crappy tag teams.
Yeah, and you know my opinion on the Young Bucks. I'll be right there too. I
Yeah.
think there's half a dozen teams
Well, I
in
say-
AEW that are better than the Young Bucks.
Yeah. Now, will I say that the FTR or Lucha Bros, both of those teams would elevate any team that they fought against? Yes. Those teams elevate
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
They aren't just a routine.
Right.
Usos and Young Bucks are a routine, but they're a predictable routine of great matches. Whereas Street Profits will elevate people. New Day will elevate people. Yes, I'll give you that. I'm not going to argue that point.
Mhm.
That doesn't mean that they have
Anyway.
a bad match here.
No, I'm not going in on them to the night because I still haven't seen them all, so I can't judge.
Yeah.
I've said that before.
So, of what
This
you've
is your
seen, what's
choice.
the match of the night?
Yeah,
This is
of what
all
you've
you.
seen. Of what you've
Of
seen.
what
So
I've
you've
seen, I probably was going to put it
women's-
of the women's. Yeah, I would probably put the women's ladder match as my match of the night.
And
It
I
was
would
the
put
most
that number
entertaining
2.
match of the night for me.
Yeah. But
just
he would
think-
have also saw because the Usos were the second last match, right?
I think WWE.
I've seen the
relies on
Usos
gimmick
match.
I would say
I've seen the
WWE
Uso match. It was not my favorite match of the night.
I
I've said it
feel
at
like
the
you were
beginning.
just thinking of
And
crab
I
salad
still-
again or something.
No, it was not my. And again, I, to me, the Usos fall flat for me, and I said that when I first reviewed it, right? When I talked about it earlier, it just fell flat for me personally. But I've said it before, like Daniel Bryan when he was WWE, I didn't care for him. I knew it was
Right.
it was an opinion that other people didn't agree with. It's just that they fall flat for me. Same thing with in NXT when Bronson Reed was down there and everyone was all like, "Oh, Bronson Reed's so great" and everything. I didn't see it.
Doesn't
It
do anything for you.
wasn't for me. Doesn't do anything, and that's the way this match was for me. It just didn't do anything for me. But again, I still have 2 matches left to see. Well, 2.5 sort of left to see on the night, and. I did see the Usos match, and it wasn't my favorite. Of the ones that I've seen, the women's ladder match was my favorite. I thought Lashley versus Theory was fun. It was a 10-minute long match that did what it was supposed to and ended with Bobby Lashley winning. and being triumphant, and that was fun.
I think they have the
It
wrong
wasn't-
guy as the contender there right now, but that's okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I think it's sad that Bobby Lashley 6 months ago was in the world title picture, and now he's
Regulated
down to
validity to the.
but it still was
US
a good
title.
match. I would say, you know, when we were talking about underhype of the night, I still haven't watched all of it. I would put at least honorable mention to the Natalya versus Ronda Rousey match, because even though it was for the women's championship, it was kind of an afterthought match. They're like,
Right.
Ronda Rousey versus Natalya,
I give you that.
you know, and I think it overperformed. So.
Yeah, fair enough.
But anyways, so in the grand scheme of things, we don't normally give grades or anything like that. We say best match of the year, or best pay-per-view of the year, worst pay-per-view of the year, or okayest pay-per-view of the year. I would say so far this falls in the okayest pay-per-view of the year.
Yeah,
Right.
It was not
and very
bad.
middle of the pack. Very middle of the pack.
It was by far not a bad pay-per-view. There have been ones this year worse.
This is the problem, though, with gimmick pay-per-views, is that we're left without a world title match. We're left without a lot of different things. And probably the biggest piece that frustrates me is I think that women's ladder match is probably match of the night at 5 or 6 competitors or 4 competitors. I think when you get up to 7, you're the more you put in, sometimes you're running the risk of a Shotzi Blackheart trying to make her name when she's not quite ready for it. You're running the risk of Raquel Gonzalez not getting the credit she deserves for being the monster. You're running the risk of poor spots. And I think that happened in the men's match too. I really don't think there should be more than 6, and I think it should be closer to 4 in those Money in the Banks.
Yeah, or 5.
Yeah.
5 might just be more than enough kind of thing. Definitely not 8 and some bullshit fucking.
Yeah.
Well, let me I'll see your 7 and raise you. Like, no, fuck off. You can't raise you. You're supposed to be contracts here. And if Vince can do whatever the fuck he wants, which I guess he can, you know, except be CEO of the company. So I don't even know why Vince is making moves when he's not the CEO of the company.
Because he's still in charge of creative.
And his daughter is the active CEO, and it's not like she's going to fire him from creative.
Yeah.
I mean, I fucking would.
Nope. They said right at the beginning he was stepping down from CEO. He was stepping down from chairman of the board and all that stuff. But he was going to continue to be involved in the product and continue to be head of creative. And so
Therefore, as part of storyline, he's still the CEO. Lame.
okayest pay-per-view of the year so far. Firmly in that. Like I'm gonna say it was a slightly above average pay-per-view. But not by much.
Yeah, for WWE, but for wrestling as a whole, it's a solid C.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's very, very average,
and it's tough because it followed a Forbidden Door a week ago,
and Slammiversary, didn't it?
Yeah, Slammiversary was
the night before,
something like that. And then even AEW's pay-per-view, because we ended up having a 2-month pay-per-views. You know, was it All Out? Was this one? The names are all bleeding together. I think it was All Out. It was the most recent one. So you had All Out, and then you had Forbidden Door, and then you had this. You know, we've had some really good ones from AEW, and this one was it was okay. Right? It wasn't Forbidden Door, which I think 2 of us rated as the best pay-per-view of the year so far, if not second best. But anyways, but on that note, I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap things up. This is a weird week.
Odds was Friday.
Against all odds, yeah. This was it's going to be a weird week because this was normally our Sunday night, and we're doing it on Tuesday night when normally our Tuesday night is fantasy booking. So I think we're going to have to take a week to get back on schedule again. So we'll be back on Sunday, hopefully with a regular episode of WBU.
We will give a quick recap of Against All Odds. Ace Austin and Chris Bay beat Motor City Machine Guns. I'm sorry, Motor City Machine Guns beat Ace Austin and Chris Bay.
Apparently, we won't give you the right information, though.
No, we're going to lie about it as we do it. Mickey James and Mia Yim showing up on Impact versus Deonna Purrazzo and Chelsea Green. And the winner of that is Deonna Purrazzo and Chelsea Green, which, heel power. Mike Bailey versus Trey Miguel for the Impact X Division Championship. And that is Mike Bailey retaining. Rosemary and Taya Valkyrie versus The Influence with Madison Rain.
Ooh.
And that is Rosemary and Taya Valkyrie retain the women's championship. Women's tag champions. Good Brothers, America's Most Wanted, and Heath beat. Where are we at? There we go. Honor No More with Maria Kanellis Bennett. So, and Sammy Callahan versus Moose in Clockwork Orange House of Fun match. Moose. Jordan Grace versus Tasha Steeles. And that is Cuts Women's World Champion, Jordan Grace. And Josh Alexander, the champion, versus Joe Doring.
I don't know why you went through this whole card.
Josh Alexander.
Clearly, you didn't watch it.
No, of course not. I was prepping for Saturday night. But it is important to note that there was some great wrestling this weekend.
I did not even know there was Slammiversary. That's
it wasn't Slammiversary.
What was it?
Against All Odds.
Against All
I don't know.
Odds.
Against All Odds. That's what it was.
You guys are freaking
So,
horrible.
I talked
Way to
earlier.
make an impact.
Ha!
Watching.
Look what you did there.
I talked earlier about Meltzer's star ratings. I'm going to go through them just because it just kind of boggles my mind that he didn't give Orange Cassidy versus Will Ospreay 5 stars. But he gave the Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, Minoru Suzuki versus Eddie Kingston, Wheeler Yuta, and Shota Umino 4.75 stars. He gave FTR versus the United Empire's Jeff Cobbs and Great O'Khan versus Roppongi Vice 4.5 stars. He gave Pac versus Miro versus Clark Connors versus Malachi Black for the All-Atlantic Championship 4.5 stars. He gave Bullet Club versus Dudes with Attitudes, which was Nick and Matt Jackson and El Fantasmo versus Sting, Darby Allin, and Shingo Takagi 4.5 stars. He gave Thunder Rosa versus Tony Storm 3.75 stars, and I think we rated that as one of the lower matches,
but still great match.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, there was nothing below 4.25, maybe.
Yeah. Will Ospreay versus Orange Cassidy 4.75.
5.89.
Yeah.
7.312.
Claudio Castagnoli versus Zack Sabre Jr. 4.5. Jay White versus Kazuchika Okada versus Adam Cole versus Adam Page 4.5. John Moxley versus Hiroshi Tanahashi 4.5. And so, like, all of those just seemed low to me.
I'd be curious what he gave the Blood and Guts match on Wednesday. That was a fantastic match.
Yeah, what a way to end it with the two.
God, they're building that fucking fantastical. Those two.
And that was a much better spot for Jericho than the Jericho one. When I think he threw Sammy off to the table. That was perfect.
Yeah. Well done. Very well done. Timekeeper's table.
They've learned.
Yeah, they made well, I think what made that, in my opinion, so good was the strategic placement of the water bottles on the thing so that when Sammy hit it and it crunched, it launched water bottles up in the air. So it made it look like this isn't a crash pad that he's supposed to fall on. This is like a table that people have put like water bottles and stuff on.
I also deeply enjoyed that it didn't feature. So you had former tag champions in that match. You had 2 former world champions, and really it featured 2 guys in particular. You know, Claudio Castagnoli and Eddie Kingston. Eddie Edwards, Eddie Kingston.
Yeah.
Were both featured strong, very strong here.
I do say, unfortunately, it does look like Santana did suffer a pretty serious knee injury.
He was down most of the match over that corner.
He when he hit the Uranagi, you on the replay you could see his foot planted weird and his knee buckled weird, and then he just basically immediately was like, I'm just gonna go over to the edge and just be done. So I mean, hopefully it's not super serious, but it looks like he's gonna miss time for that, and that's sad. Fucking Angelo Parker hanging upside down, just
bloody as
blood. Didn't see that coming.
Moxley pulling out a fork.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I saw that coming.
Moxley pulling out all the shit that he pulled out. Oh, we got some glass here in a bag. I'm gonna just pour this out. Oh, I'm gonna pour. And that's really all the featuring they did of Moxley. Yeah. Oh, I'm so batshit crazy. I'll bring everything to the fucking ring.
Yeah,
that's really all you got about Moxley. Like, he didn't really play into that match much, other than he wants to make people bleed.
My only complaint about the match, and it's going to be weird to say it's a complaint, was Ty Conti wearing that tiny little dress, knowing full well that the plan was for Ruby Soho to come out and attack her. And so there she is in the middle of being attacked, struggling to keep her dress down.
I mean, I feel like she knew what was up, and she must have just had like booty shorts on or something. Because, like, come on now.
Even if she did, you watch it again. She spends the entire time as Ruby Soho's beating her up, pulling her dress down to make sure it doesn't ride up too high.
That's messed up. Okay.
And I'm like, come on, this is your job to know what this is gonna happen. Come on.
Yeah.
Not that she didn't look fucking phenomenal in that dress.
Right.
Ty Conti looks phenomenal in whatever she wears. This is about
for Sammy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she still looks phenomenal.
She'd look more phenomenal wearing. Well, the single guys are JLB and me, so either one of us.
But
hey, I'm gonna give you some love there, brother.
Thank you.
Anyways, but on that note, I think it's time to wrap things up for this. We will be back again, like I said, on this coming Sunday with hopefully a more normal episode again. You can.
Oh, it's 1 a.m., so you're gonna tap out on after hours, aren't you?
Yeah, probably am.
All right.
Yeah. That's why
I guess I gotta tap in.
That's why I wanted to get all my bitching out at the beginning of the night.
Yeah, because you know this guy's going fucking straight to sleep.
We're gonna talk about best crab salad recipes on the after hours as well.
You sure can. And then talk about how much you're gonna charge for them. Right? Make sure to bring that up. How much you're going to charge for them.
And I'll be like, well, you know what, guys? I've never had crab salad.
Thanks, Ambrosia.
Yeah,
but
thank you for supporting and coming out. Good night.
Mm-hmm. But you can make sure to follow us on the social medias. You can follow me at Raw and Order WBU pretty much anywhere except for on Facebook where it's at Pissant Podcast. You can follow DA Fabe at Here Are My Nipples.
DA Vincent K. Babe.
I wonder if Twitter would let you use the name at Here Are My Nipples.
I'm sure it's already taken.
We'll find out. You can follow JLB at
JLB420. Real Talk Radio, though, is the brand at Real Talk Radio 8. Links are in the doobly-doos, but anchor.fm/RTR. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
You can support us by joining our Patreon. Patreon.com/Raw and Order WBU. You could also support us by buying the merch, like the Pissant Podcast shirt or the autograph shirt that's behind me, or like any of the other ones, the okayest pay-per-view of the year so far shirts, any of that stuff, all there. The
Seth
link is
Franklin
in the doobly
Rollins shirt.
Yeah, the Seth Franklin Rollins shirt.
Which Seth Franklin Rollins himself owns one.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully do. He owns. He might never wear it, but he owns one. Yeah. What he does with it is his thing.
Maybe Becky owns it and she wears it for a nightgown.
Well, she's like, "Are you ready for me, Seth Franklin Rollins?" Hmm.
Maybe they swaddle the baby in it.
Where are you gonna put your shell, Franklin? No, too much. All right, let's end this podcast.
It's Franklin.
Oh
Anywho's.
I'm coming to your house, all right.
Okay. On that note, we're going to go ahead and close the book on the Wrestling Booking Unit. Thank you all for listening. We will see you soon.
Peace.